David Frost has sent a warning shot to the EU as the fourth round of talks between Britain and the EU on a post-Brexit trade deal came to an end today amid little sign of progress. David Frost, Britain's chief negotiator, said the UK was reaching the limits of what we can achieve in a thinly veiled warning of a no-deal Brexit. But he said the tone of the talks with the EU had been positive and that if further progress was to be made, the two sides needed to intensify and accelerate their work rate. The 4 days of negotiations marked the final opportunity for the two sides to move the process forward before a potentially make-or-break high-level summit later this month. Mr. Frost said any Brexit deal would have to accommodate the UK's well-established position on a level playing field. He said, "We have just completed our fourth full negotiating round with the EU, again by video conference. It was a little shorter than usual and more restricted in scope. We continue to discuss the full range of issues, including the most difficult ones. Progress remains limited, but our talks have been positive in tone. Negotiations will continue and we remain committed to a successful outcome. We are now at an important moment for these talks. We are close to reaching the limits of what we can achieve through the format of remote formal rounds. If we are to make progress, it is clear that we must intensify and accelerate our work. We are discussing with the Commission how this can best be done. We need to conclude this negotiation in good time to enable people and businesses to have certainty about the trading terms that will follow the end of the transition period at the end of this year, and, if necessary, to allow ratification of any agreements reached. For our part, we are willing to work hard to see whether at least the outline of a balanced agreement, covering all issues, can be reached soon. Any such deal must of course accommodate the reality of the UK's well-established position on the so-called level playing field, on fisheries, and the other difficult issues." His comments come after the EU's chief Brexit negotiator Michel Barnier said there had been no significant areas of progress and both sides must agree on a deal by October 31. Mr. Barnier also accused the UK of having backtracked on the political declaration, telling a Brussels press conference that the negotiating teams were still very far from reaching agreement on the level playing field, nuclear safety, and anti-money laundering and counter-terrorism funding.